Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Welcome to another segment of Razor Sharp Sports. I'm Razor Ramon. Guys, Happy New Year. I know it's been a while since I've done a video interview. This time we're going to do a little things different. We're going to go more into a podcast style. And I have the huge honor of having here Chris Bullet Scala. And this man, he's been reaching out to me. He's been wanting to be on the channel. And what better way to kick off this new year than having you on our channel, man? Thank you so much.
Pleasure. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too, man. First off, I just want to ask, where you're from, where you're born and raised, how you're growing up, and then we'll get into obviously the boxing and
Absolutely.
and the home life, the dad life, things like that. Just so the viewers can get to know you.
Yeah. I'm born and raised in Mesa, Arizona, pretty much my whole life. I mean, I was born in Tempe, and then a year later or so, and I just came out of Mesa and just lived here my whole life. Grew up with my family, came out here from East and Iowa. They're all out here now, just doing our thing.
Just enjoying here, and you and I we're both from Mesa, and off camera we were talking about like it's so tight knit here. Everybody helps everybody out.
It's home.
It's home. It's literally home. Like we're from here, so it's awesome. Being from here, and then a lot of people don't know, but we're in the Broadway Boxing Gym, and your name is everywhere in this gym. You have a wall just dedicated to yourself. You have your trunks. You have, if I'm not mistaken, you have even trophies here. You had an extensive amateur boxing career. How did you get into the sport of boxing? What made you want to get into it? And then we'll dig more into deeper like the trophies, the achievements, the amount of tournaments that you're in. So, how'd you start?
It all came from my pops. I mean, since the day I came out, I was in diapers, following my pops to the gym. Just ready to swing, and he'll just take me to the gym where I'm just watching him hit the bags, and I'll just run up to the bag with him, just try to mess with it, and it was just blood into me, you know what I mean?
Right.
The days he was fighting, the sparring matches he had, the tournaments and all that, and I just wanted to follow his footsteps, honestly. And then once I was 7 years old, he basically hung up the gloves. He's like, wanted to coach me, and he coached me for 10 years, and we had a successful career, amateur career, and I thank him for it. I mean, I'm the man who I am because of him. So, boxing all started from my pops.
Did he fight professionally too?
He did not fight professionally. He just had a pretty good amateur career, about 50 fights, and then that's when he just kind of moved forward. Coached me.
And then you started after when the day you started actually training to be an amateur.
Yeah, so I started training at 7 years old. So I had like a year of experience of just training with my pops, get me ready for the competition at 8 years old for the USA Boxing Commission. And it kicked off, so I trained for like 6 months to a year, and then I had my first amateur fight. I had 55 pounds.
55 pounds. So those little, a lot of people that don't know, like they have those little, I would say Pee-wee league of boxing. Yeah. How did you feel when you had your first fight? I know a lot.
Yeah, it was very, very special. I mean, I was 8 years old, 55 pounds. It was on Mother's Day. So it was a special moment for my mother, for the family.
Yeah.
So we competed. It was a little smoker, and got the job done, and was able to hand a flower, a rose.
Oh, to your mom?
To my mother, gave her that first hug,
Yeah, so when you talk about a boxing mom, that's what your mom is.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, she's a boxing mom for sure.
I know for a fact, she probably didn't like it at first,
Yeah.
As time went on, she got involved, started screaming, loved it, and being part of everything. Now she's a chef, or Mickey's dying and all that.
I've seen your mom's food.
Yeah.
When you guys have your family Sunday get-togethers,
Absolutely.
you guys, I know you guys are, your family's huge Raider fans. I think you're a Cardinal fan.
Yeah,
you're a Cardinal.
It's a little rough.
Yeah, it's a rough household, but
they're like, getting my daughter into the Raider Nation. I'm like,
man, it's gonna be hard on.
It's gonna rough.
You guys have like a certain meals of the opponents, like they're like your mom like made Wisconsin type of food.
Yeah.
When they played the Packers.
No, absolutely. So yeah, wherever team they play, she'll make the food of the other states.
You know, states. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I look at it, I'm like, oh, that's really good.
So
Yeah. Oh yeah. When you were training as an amateur, did she do that? Did she do meal prep for you?
she did a lot of greens, a lot of lean meats, and good fats. I mean, without her cooking stuff, I probably wouldn't make weight, because if I did by myself, I wouldn't be as healthy or strong.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So obviously the amateur boxing has gone way higher up on levels, I would say, from when you were boxing. You know, not saying that you were at a lower level, but just like these new amateur boxers are training like pros. They're training in pro gyms. They're doing post-training type of treatment,
Different types of dieting. They lose weight.
nutrition.
I ain't gonna lie, the way I did was very old school.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to get into. How would you compare training now to training back then? Do you think it's a little harder now, or was it a little bit harder back then just because you had that old school mentality? You had that type of backyard, type of boxing mentality.
That, like I said, it's definitely easier to this day. I think it was a lot harder back then. I mean, I was not drinking a gallon of water. I wasn't doing the full, nutrition. I wasn't doing the full. I was running sweatsuits in 110 degrees, spitting cups, chewing gum.
You're probably like cutting the trash bags on you.
Yeah, trash bags and everything. Like, I had ice cubes for lunch. You know what I mean? So I wasn't eating.
You were in the trenches.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen kids now, and the way they're training, they're taking it to like pro level type, which is
Awesome.
Which is great. It's awesome seeing, and it's crazy watching some of these kids that I see are having these fights, and they're fighting like pros because they're in gyms with pros. And there's a lot of gyms here that have pro fighters, and these kids are just, they're feeding off of that. So I know back in the day when you were training, it was a lot different. People weren't really thinking about, oh yeah, they're just an amateur boxer. They're not really gonna, right now what they're doing is they're setting them up for the pros. But back then, you guys were being set up for the pros, but it wasn't as thrown with food, nutrition, all that. It was just hard work, sweat, blood, tears, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Let's get into the first tournament. Like, I know you've been to national tournament.
Yeah.
I know you've gone to Vegas. You've gone on to I would say around the U.S. for placings.
Absolutely.
The first tournament, whether it was out of state, in state, how was that? Like, being on that type of level, I know you're training hard, and then finally getting to that point, going to compete in those tournaments. How was that?
I would say my first biggest tournament was the Silver Gloves, and I was a little kid, probably 10, 9 years old, 65, 70 pounds, and I remember winning the state side for Silver Gloves.
Right.
And, you move on to the regionals, the four corners.
Yeah.
Utah, Colorado, California, New Mexico. And that's when things start stepping up.
Right.
And I remember going to my first tournament. It was in Pasadena, California, or Norwalk, California. And Ryan Garcia was in our division.
No way.
I fought Ryan Garcia a few times. I fought Devin Hay a few times. I even fought Brandon Lee. I fought some dogs when I was a kid who are world champions.
Now they're up there.
I'm proud of. It's cool to see that.
That's something you can't say every day.
No.
That you've actually, before they became the biggest names and one of the biggest names in boxing.
Yeah.
That's insane.
So I fought Ryan Garcia in the finals to go to Kansas City for the nationals, and he got the best of me. He got the best of me on that day. His little counter hooks, his little speed.
Yeah.
And honestly, I only had 10 amateur fights going to this regionals tournament.
But the fact that you made it that far.
At 10 fights, it was.
Yeah.
And he had about 80, I think, at the time. So he was experienced, you know what I mean? But I brought a fight, and then we met up again in the nationals and junior golden glove side. I put a little piece on him. He got some work from me.
Yeah, you were better at that, and you
Oh, yeah.
prepared that.
Yeah, I was.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How many national titles did you win?
On
One.
I've been to a few, but confirmed junior gold gloves, Mesquite, Nevada.
Yeah.
And I actually won best fighter of 350 kids, the whole thing.
I just feel like even though you said one,
Yeah.
in my head, I feel like you won like 16, 20, 40, 50.
No. I always bring in fights. I mean,
Yeah.
I've always made a regional level,
Yeah.
and then they just is what it is. Sometimes,
Yeah.
it's boxing, it's life. You don't get the best of them, or
Right.
they don't like you that night. You know, they call it. I'm not making excuses.
No,
There's
but
times where you think you put the best work when they give it to the other person. All that hard work you do, and they just don't give it to you. Yeah.
It's tough because scoring in the amateurs is so different compared to in different states. I've seen different states score differently and
Yep.
how they see things. And the thing is, it's what they always say, just try not to let it go to the judges.
You can't.
But in amateurs, it's people think it's so easy to get a knockout in the amateurs, and it's pretty hard. Like it's pretty hard to do.
You gotta knock them out. If you fight somebody from their hometown,
Yeah.
you better put them on the canvas.
Or you better be putting in enough work to show that you got to be outworking them, or at least put them down on canvas.
You have to.
Get a knockdown.
Yeah.
And while you were training, what was probably the hardest thing while you were training throughout the amateurs?
I loved every minute of it. I loved every second of it. Like the running, sparring, minutes, everything.
Yeah.
You can name it. I'll be real. I hated dying. I hated losing weight.
Yeah,
Hated it. But it's part of the game.
because growing up, you have kids that are playing basketball, you have kids that are playing football. Not a lot of kids are saying that you're a boxer, you're training.
Yeah.
I know in this sport, it takes a lot of time out of people.
Yeah.
You're dieting, and then when you're not dieting, you're resting. But when you're not resting, you're doing something.
Yeah.
Because there's no off season in the sport. Really, there's not. I would say maybe the holidays, those last. If that.
Sometimes you're trained through that.
Sometimes you're training through that, and you're not really eating all this stuff. But what was that like dealing with that as a kid? I assume you probably had to miss, I don't know, birthday parties, things like that. Growing up, but you were training to be absolutely great in the sport.
I mean, it wasn't easy all the time. It was moments it was hard, but I don't regret any minute of it. I loved, to get ready for the competition, and just knowing that all that hard work you put in is done. You're ready to play in the ring and perform.
Right.
So I don't regret any of it, but it was hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. And there was times I would lose 20 pounds or 30. Like, I've done it where I looked like I was a crackhead. Like,
skin and bones.
yeah, I didn't feel good. It wasn't healthy, but you got to do what you got to do.
Right. So to piggyback off all that stuff, when you have this huge, extensive amateur boxing career, then you start to move to wanting to turn pro. And I think that's when I started training in here.
Yeah.
Is when I think you had just stopped in the amateurs, or you were done for a bit, and then you started having your pro fight. Because I went to your fight.
Yeah.
What were like the steps that you started to go towards, like, you know what, I did what I did here, and I want to go to the pros?
I mean, I put hard work in the amateurs for 16 years.
Yeah.
And then from 16 to 19, I was off and on for 3 years with injuries, and I wasn't even focused. In the head, I had other things where it was stopping me.
Yeah.
That I was just distracted. In the sport, you got to commit.
Yeah.
You have to be.
You have to be in it 100%. You can't go out halfway. If you are in it halfway,
You'll get hurt.
You get hurt a lot, and I'm sure you've seen a lot of potential in a lot of these fighters that had it, and they lose it because they're just not in the right mental state.
You have to willing to die. I mean,
Yeah.
that's how much you really got to want it.
Yeah.
So, I was off for like 3 years, off and on. I was in the lifting gym, and sounds crazy, but I had like a little voice like, "What are you doing, bro?
Yeah.
All this hard work you dedicated to, you're not going to do one pro fight And it was crazy that day. I was like, you know what? I was 170 pounds that day. Went to a promoter's house that day. I was like, give me a fight. He said the next fight is in 6 weeks. You ready? I was like, not really, but I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
I was 170 pounds. He's like, well, I got a contract for 135. But I started 5 pounds. Yeah. And I signed it right there. He's like, do you want to see the opponent you're fighting? I was like, nope. I'm just going to do it. Win or lose or tie, I'm dedicated. I'm ready. 6 weeks later, I made the weight.
No, I know you did.
And I went there. Got the job done, and I got the W.
I remember watching that, and you had an insane crowd there. And if a lot of people have realized that your brother, Mickey Scala, was there too, and he was still in the amateurs at that time.
He was a little boy for him.
Yeah.
He was like young.
He was young, yeah. He was
Teenager though.
Yeah, he was training for nationals the same way you were doing.
Yeah.
I remember just you guys having a huge crowd there.
Yeah.
Just like now,
Hundreds of people.
If nobody else would go to the arena, I guarantee you guys would probably sell out the arena yourselves just with how many people that you bring. You guys pretty much bring the entire city of Minnesota.
Yeah. That's what we do. This is family. This is
right.
We rep each other. We rep home.
And then after that, is that where? So going off that, you said, hey, you just wanted to have one fight. Was that it, or were you wanting to go again? Because I remember after that, you didn't fight again, and I was like, man, it was just awesome watching you fight.
Yeah.
Because when I was here in this gym training, I was looking at you had pictures everywhere.
Yeah.
Just like with all these medals, all that stuff, and then watching you fight, it was just watching art. For me, it was like art, because you went in there, you did your thing, you dropped 35 pounds, you got it done, and then afterwards I didn't see you again, and I was like, where'd it go? What happened there?
Like I said, I was off for 3 years already.
Yeah.
And I had a career where my job was all over the place.
Yeah.
Like I said, I wasn't too sure if I was fully committed to what I wanted to do. And like I said, it was just other things came up, and I was just like, you know what?
You're like, I did my
thing. I got the one, and I'm happy.
Yeah.
Boxing is always gonna be in my blood, and it's never gonna go away, because that boxing is who I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Your nickname was Bullet.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
And ever since I was a kid, I was just quick. Whether it's football, baseball, my feet were just shit deep. My hands. So I think in the crowd, the family fans were like, he's fast as a bullet,
Yeah.
and just picked on, and
That's how you get it. It's something random.
Yeah.
It's always something random.
Yeah.
That's how you get it.
it's just, speed.
Right.
Speed kills, man.
So after that, you get your pro fight.
Yeah.
You start, going back to your day-to-day life, and then you end up joining the Air Force. How was that?
That was one of the greatest experiences of my life, It matured me as a man, disciplined me, met one of the best people, and we just embraced this stuff together, and really, really take advantage of what you have. That's the mentality they have in there. It's just put all the hard work and just have each other's back like no other. The family in there is a different type of bond.
Right. Do you think that the boxing training helped you mentally because I know boot camp is training it was much more different.
Oh yeah. Boxing's put me in places where I'm like,
right.
I'm thankful.
Did they have a boxing team there too, or no?
No, they did, and the whole COVID thing shut it down.
Would you have wanted to be a trainer there or something?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They would have
Yeah. I got with the captain one time, the team captain.
Yeah.
He got all my info if they all came back, but it never did. So, I would have for sure.
Or you would have definitely been a trainer for them. Oh, that would have been
Absolutely.
awesome. Where were you at though? Where did they put you at?
I was in California Central, in California for 4 years,
Nice. That's 4 years done.
Yeah, it's just just got a little one. I had to come back home and
Yeah.
do the next chapter.
Yeah. So let's get in on that. I know you recently became a dad to a beautiful, beautiful daughter. How's that been, man? I know my cameraman, myself, we have babies at home. Dad life is a completely different lifestyle. You get stains everywhere. Long nights. How's that been?
Man, I wouldn't change it for the world. I mean,
oh no, it's all good, Nate. It's all good. It's something special.
yeah,
It's
you
something
can't describe
you
it.
can't describe it. I told everybody when the moment, like everybody was telling me, when you first be able to hold your kid, it's probably like the craziest, best feeling in the entire world. And my kid was in the NICU, so when I held my kid, he had all the wires on him.
Yeah.
But being able to hold him and then now he's like 14 pounds, and he's just nestling there. It's different.
It just strives you to be better every day, like as a man, as a father, partner.
It's a great feeling. It brings out emotion.
You just can't describe it.
No, you can't. It's
It takes a lot for me to be like this, but like it's crazy.
yeah. No, I don't. It's hard to explain that to people because some people that don't have, some of my friends that don't have kids, and it's I have the same emotion.
Yeah.
Especially when you have a kid that I lost a kid too. So being able to see my son every day, I get the same way, bro. I just look at my kid and I go, oh man, like
Yes.
that's a little bit of me. That's a little bit of my wife.
Yeah, exactly.
It's awesome. It's a experience of a lifetime. It's a job that is never gonna go away. You're always gonna be a parent, even when they're 40, 30 years old. My kid, he's 9 months, and it's awesome watching him grow up and having his own type of.
They change every day. So
Change every day. It's helping its own attitude, his own thing, and it's crazy.
personality.
Yeah. What has been the best part? I mean, it's just hard to pick one, but
Honestly, I just love the fact that I can just wake up every morning with my lady and baby and just have a smile to start your day, just to push you. What can I do better? What can I do better for them? You know what I mean? It's just like a mentality difference. It's just a drive.
it's different because the way I grew up was a little different.
Yeah.
And so when I see my son and I see, how he's growing up, I think it's what everybody is. Everybody thinks you want to make sure that they have more than what you had.
Yeah, that's exactly. I want her life to be better than ever mine was, or be better than I ever was. Mentally, physically,
Right.
financially, you can name it.
Oh yeah, you just want them to be better than you.
That's it.
And I think that's the main goal for myself, is just make sure my kid's happy.
That's it.
He loves what he does. He has the best life possible that what I can do for him. And then when he's older, he can create his own ways of having his own best life. Because I don't want to be that type of parent, that tells him what he needs. In the beginning, you gotta tell him what to do.
Absolutely.
But when he's older, whatever decision he wants to make, I don't want him to think, I don't know if I can make this decision because he's not going to be happy. I would rather him make his own decisions that make him happy rather than what I did. Because it ain't my life.
Exactly.
So
We need so much, once they're 18.
yeah.
Just let them do their thing,
Are you gonna? I think that big question is: are you gonna train your daughter to box too? Do you want her to?
I was bored, well, too, but I think I would jump in the ring and.
It's hard.
Yeah, I would jump.
My wife has asked me that question, and I'm around it all the time. I announce for the amateur boxers and seeing them take massive amounts of, some of them take massive amounts of punishment in there. And I I just look at my son. And I know he can do it, but do I want him to do it? I'm like,
it's just a parent thing.
you could be an artist. Yeah, you could be an artist. You could do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But would you train her to at least like defend, at least defend themselves?
Absolutely.
I think that's the biggest thing.
To this day, yes. I mean, there's a lot of nonsense, craziness out there. You know?
Yeah.
You just want to be able to handle your own, you know?
Yeah, someone like pushes her or whatever. It's just, bang, it pops them right in the mouth.
Just quick right to the face. You
Yeah.
know? Maybe she's a lefty, you know? I'm hoping she's a lefty. I hope.
I was a lefty.
Hey.
I didn't even know I was a lefty until I came in here. You know Harvey.
Oh, of course. Old school Harvey.
Old school Harvey. I remember he was like, all right, get in your stance. And I got in my stance and he was like, and just stand the other way. And I was like, I don't feel comfortable. And he's like, oh, so you're a lefty? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, oh, you're a southpaw. And I realized such a huge advantage what you have as a lefty. Depends on how
I think southpaws were probably the hardest fighters I fought, to be honest.
I wanted to ask you this. Who was probably the hardest state-wise? You know, you fought people from around the U.S. So who, in your opinion, who has the toughest fighters? Out of Arizona, though. Like, taking Arizona out of the picture. California?
They're just, every part of California had different styles. You know, I mean, they had speed, shifty, defense. But for the most part, they were dogs. You know, I mean, you had to bring a fight.
Right. Yeah. Did you care about losing? Because I know a lot of amateurs, they want to protect that O, but I see it more as if you lose, you learn something.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how many fights you lose. I feel like it matters how many amateur fights you have.
Yeah.
You can have 180, 100. Well, nowadays it's not like how it used to. Like obviously when you were training, you fought people that probably have 200 plus fights.
Yeah.
And then went pro. Whereas now 30 or 20 is the new high.
Yeah.
It's that.
Yeah.
And then they go pro. Whereas back in the day, it used to be 100 plus was.
No, when I was a kid, I mean, you never would lose. You know?
Yeah,
but
of course not.
I had over 100 fights, and I have a great record.
Yeah.
I was not the fastest, strongest, flashiest fighter, but I promise you, if you didn't train hard, I'm going to bring the dog out of me.
Right.
And it's going to be dominant. If you beat me, it's going to be...
You're going to earn that. You're going to
earn it.
You're going to earn that win.
If I beat you, it's going to be dominant, but losses made me better.
Yeah.
Each loss, like, fuck, you know,
Yeah.
my jab.
You're like,
Keep
I gotta
your
go back
hands
to this. I gotta
You
go
know
to this drawing board.
That's it. You know, I mean, that's part of the game.
Yeah.
You got to lose in life
To get better.
you have to.
You know?
If you never lose, what do you learn from it?
Right. Would you ever train people? I know you were doing that
Yeah.
you dabbled into a little bit. I know now you obviously it's always family first.
Oh, 100%.
Well, obviously once things get situated later on, would you ever have like your own gym? Would you ever have your own team? Would you create something like that? I know you have an insane amount of knowledge and you've inspired a lot of people to even train in the sport. Would you think about, you know, the person in the corner?
One day, yes. Absolutely. I want to be part of the game. This is my happy place. You know what I mean? Just keep pushing others to be better than I was, or just get themselves in the ring to get the anger out or whatever.
Right.
Or just work out. Just work out. Fitness.
That's fun, yeah.
Self-defense. Or compete. Boxing's in my blood, man. I got to be part of the game somehow. And the fact that my brother's taking this to a whole nother level with boxing.
Yeah.
Makes me feel I'm part of it.
Yeah.
Just my family, just pushing forward with this sport. That's all I need.
I've been there for every single one of his fights.
Most of them.
Military, yes. But I was about to say the ones out of when you were out of there. But I know one of them he actually dedicated your squadron to it, right?
Yeah. So my brother actually, it was like during the Veterans
Day weekend.
So one of his fights, he did the whole Air Force thing, type thing, and so that was really.
I have
cool.
that shirt.
So, so all my boys in the squadron and everything, we all came together. We watched the fights. Even though I wasn't there present, they were all there as a family. Just watch out the stream.
How was that?
Oh, it was crazy. I was up on my feet, just sweating. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When my brother's in there, I just want to jump in there. You know what I mean?
It gets you hyped. Eat something
Oh, he's
something special for sure.
Yeah, kid, man. I'm happy he's keeping it going.
Yeah.
No distractions, stay focused.
You and I were talking about video games. He streams too.
Yeah, and he's all
He does Fortnite. He does Fortnite.
He does everything, man. You know, he's good in school. Just boxing, of course, he does good in life as a brother. He just pushes me as a fan too.
Right.
You know, there's always strive to push yourself to the limit, even though there's no limit.
Yeah.
That's always told myself.
Yeah.
There's no limit. You just gotta push.
You really keep breaking the barriers.
Yeah.
Other than boxing, what's the other sports that you like following?
I love football. Yeah. I grew up boxing and football, and I had to do coin toss, basically, which one I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And boxing came first.
I landed on boxing.
Boxing was first.
And you're a huge Cardinal fan. Besides all that, I know your family are huge Raider. I'm a huge 49er fan. So
Oh, man.
Not already.
We're rivals already.
That already.
Got smart.
Oh no, dude! I'm so rusty.
I too. I'm retired.
I am so like sometimes I'll my kid he's already starting to punch, and he hits hard, and I'll like shadow box, but I'll run out of breath. I go,
Dude.
Dad doesn't have it like that anymore.
It's funny because shit, I'd have been in the ring in years.
Yeah.
My brother's gonna ready for a fight, and I guess his sparring partners didn't want to show up or spar, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
My dad's like, "Hey, you're near a sparring week." I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Dude,
This guy's in shape. After I've been fighting years, I'm senior.
your brother's
Dad
huge,
box,
dude.
he's a
Like
big boy.
I remember when he was in here, and you were actually helping him train too with all these amateur fights.
Yeah.
I sparred your brother a couple of times, but your dad was like, just told me, just throw punches at him, have him move around.
Yeah.
And your brother punched me one time, and as an amateur, he hit hard. I can only imagine now. And I've been ringside for his fights because I've been able to announce him a couple times.
Yeah.
He hits hard.
No, he does.
And I've seen you fight, and your guys' punches are loud, extremely loud. So the fact that you got into the ring, like he's telling you, like, yeah, get in the ring with it.
I ain't gonna lie, I was like, shit, you know what I mean? He's gonna put me to work. But we did 7 solid rounds. I mean, I did 4. I was like, I gotta take a round off, dude. I'm fucking tired of shit.
Right.
Did 3. He got me with the body shot. I was like,
Ooh. You're like, I don't remember it being like this.
got a little dad bod going on. You know? My abs ain't the same.
You guys made a video together of that Rocky scene.
Yeah.
How was that?
I mean,
That got me tired, and I was eating Cheetos while watching.
we grew up on Rocky. Like,
Yeah.
we're
We have the shirt. We have the contender shirt.
every time, nobody knows this. I mean, before every fight, I always had Rocky on. That was my, like, let's go. This is fight time. Rocky was my, like, motivation, like, ready to, all right, it's competition, it's time to die.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I would watch Rocky every time, before every fight.
Which one?
My favorite was Rocky 2.
Rocky 2. Huh?
Yeah.
Rocky 5's mine.
No, Rocky 5's. That's a good one.
Just because people are like, Rocky 5.
No, Rocky 5's tight.
Rocky 5 is cool.
That's
Street fight.
With Street Fight with Tommy Gunn.
Yeah.
That was a classic, bro. The leg sweep.
Yeah, he's like, and then he's like, I hear no bell.
He's like, you're not hit down. Why don't you try knocking me down?
Yeah.
That was tight.
He's like, touch me, I'll sue you. Touch me, I'll sue you. Yeah, that's probably my favorite one. Just listening and sitting here being able to talk to you of how, you started everything, how you are now with being a dad and taking that same type of fighter's mentality and now using it as, being a parent. It's awesome. Is there anything you want to say, to end it to your family, to the people watching?
I appreciate my family every day for the man who I am. To my father, thank you. My brother, thank you for striving me. My sister always being there for me. And my mother, just teach me to know how to love, spread love, and look out for each other. You know what I mean?
Right.
Where do you think the person seems okay? Always check out your people. Yeah, man. Just strive for your dreams, man. If you truly want it, go get it. Believe in yourself. If you don't, then don't do it. But don't let anybody point fingers saying you're no good, because you got it.
Like I said, you're inspiring. I hope that you someday you're able to train people, because I told you before, you're from Mesa, I'm from Mesa. I'd love to get in here, but I didn't get rid of this dad bod that I got going on. But
Yeah.
it's a lot of style. It's all right. I just want to say, to you right now, you are inspiring. I've been following you for a while. I've been, since you had that pro fight, and then watching you do your thing. Now you're being the dad, so it's been awesome being able to witness all this. And you're such a great person, stand-up guy, and I couldn't be more appreciated for having you here, especially taking time away from your family and being here on a Saturday and having this talk, this interview that we're having for my channel to kick it off. And like I said before, there's no better way than I want to kick off this new year having you on the channel, a nice motivator for everybody else who's going to be watching it. Yeah. And hopefully they whatever they want to do, just get up and do it. You said, don't even think about it, just get up and do it. And like I said, man, you're an inspiration to everybody. And just keep doing what you're doing, dude. And like I said, I'm a huge supporter of you, so
Appreciate it.
I'll be here on the way, and we'll get you on again too. So this is it's been awesome sitting here. So like I said, I appreciate you being on the channel.
Appreciate it. I just want to give a shout out to my lady and my kid for pushing me to be better, and I love you guys to death.
Awesome. Thank you, Rob. Thank you so much. Once again, guys, Happy New Year. Thank you again for watching. I'm Razor Ramon on Razor Sharp Sports.